View from a balcony, pulling the blue lawn chairs next to the ice chest. Stuffed 2 grams in the blunt that we just blew. Now I'm getting blown by a bitch who I don't know her name. Gold chain hanging, got a few in the room, but I don't wear them out. Only wear them in the house, cause I shine so bright that I wanna blind you.
Now, Naruto, Sasuke shouted, leaping forward Kaguya and stretching out his left arm, revealing Yin seal on his palm. Naruto mimicked Sasuke's actions and prepared the seal away the rabbit princess for good. Naruto stretched out his right arm, revealing the Yang seal on his right palm. But the other surprised Kaguya unleashed another one of her deadly black rods and rammed into Sasuke's guts while Naruto watched in shock and horror. Sasuke, Naruto shouted, frantically rushing over to his best friend, catching Sasuke limp body in his arms. From after Sakura and Kakashi stared in equal shock, Naruto landed on the ground. He gently laid Sasuke down and kneed beside him. Sakura called out his name and kneed right beside Naruto. Kakashi stood behind his 2 students while a saddened face. Hold on, I'll heal you, Sasuke, Sakura said, placing her 2 hands on Sasuke. One had the top of the other. Her hands began to glow a bright green and began to trying to heal with him with a medical ninjutsu. But Sasuke grabbed her hand and stopped the healing process. Don't waste your chakra, Sakura. It's completely pointless, he said. But still, I have to heal you, Sasuke, Sakura said, tearful. Sasuke released her hand and cupped her face with his own smile. Warmly, don't cry, Sakura, it's okay. I have atoned for all the terrible crimes I've committed in the past, Sasuke reassures. I'm sorry for all that I've done. I hope you can forgive me, Sasuke apologized with guilt in his voice. But Sakura smiled and pulled him in for a hug. You have already been forgiven, Sasuke, she said and let of go Sasuke. Before I go, I have something want to give you, Naruto, he said. Give me your left hand, Sasuke said. Naruto did as he was told and stuck out his left hand, holding it out with his palm open. Sasuke took Naruto's left and placed his own left hand on top of Naruto's left palm. After a while, Sasuke finally took his hand off. Now take care of good look at your left hand, Sasuke chuckled and smirked. Naruto and Sakura and Kakashi all noticed that the yin seal on Sasuke's left palm was no longer there. Sasuke, what happened to your seal? Naruto asked. That's why I said take care of your left palm. Sasuke chuckled again. He Sasuke advised. Naruto looked at his saw the Yang seal that Sasuke possessed was now on his left hand. Now that you have the full power of the Sage of the Sixth Path, Kaguya should stand no chance against you. It's all up to you now, Naruto, Sasuke said before fading away, much like how their enemies now turn allies and friends. Obito died. Thank you, Sasuke. I promise I'll seal her away for good. Naruto resolves Sakura. Sakura wiped into Naruto's shoulders and he hugged her, comforting her, tears gently falling down his own face. Naruto finally released Sakura from her emotional hug. He got up from his knees and stood confidently, giving Kaguya a deathly glare. I'm gonna kill you, Naruto shouted. Angrily, Kaguya simply laughed. Come and get me. She tempted Naruto, changed towards her, suddenly appeared behind her, and gave her a powerful kick to her back. Kaguya screamed in pain. Such a strength, no matter what, I'll kill him. She thought unleashed another rod and attempted to stab Naruto with it. However, Naruto dodged her attack effortlessly. Kaguya grunted in furious and tried aiming at Naruto again, failing again. However, I think that it's time to put you down, Naruto shouted and threw a powerful punch to her face. Naruto formed a Rasengan and changed it into Kaguya, who was screaming in her lungs out. Naruto flew away and taking another glance at the rabbit princess, he flew back down towards her, this time holding out both palms, preparing to finally seal her away for good. Oh no, isn't good. Kaguya thought frantically, trying to use her teleportation jutsu to avoid sealing it was working, but unfortunately for the wrong timing, as Naruto has already made the contract with her, placing both palms on her shoulders, finally sealing her away. But Naruto gets caught in her transportation and is sucked into a vortex created by the teleportation. Sakura gasped Naruto. She shouted, Kakashi, where do you think he is? Sakura asked her sensei nervously. Kakashi sighed and looked at her sadly. Sakura started to getting worried. I don't know, Sakura. We just gotta hope that wherever he is, that he'll be okay and that he'll somehow come back to us. Kakashi answered to to Sakura. Sighed, seeing her, Kakashi pulled her into her embrace, allowing her to sob into his vest. Naruto got up slowly, observing his surroundings, taking in everything he saw, and also noticed a dead Kaguya, one on the floor, who is now slowly began to fade away. Just where the hell am I? Naruto wondered in his thought. He was in a forest filled with wildlife. I can't sense any chakra anymore. What the hell is going on here? Naruto wondered again, starting to get suspicious. He approached a riverbank and sat down and groaned. Just how the hell am I supposed to get back? He sat down with his hands resting on his knees and stared at his reflection on the river water, noticing his Renegon. I guess now that I have the Ying seal, I know I have the full power of the sixth path, but I better deactivate this mode, he thought. By the by by the way, I should ask Kurama now. I thought, entering my mindscape where his fox resents sleeping. Hey Kurama, Naruto called out in his mind, waking up a fox slumber. What do you want, kid? Kurama replied, nonchalant. Do you know where we are? Naruto asked. Well, you can be sure as hell we're not in the Element Nations anymore, Kurama said. Do you know in there is a way to get back? Naruto asked again. Without someone who can use the teleportation technique, you're stuck here forever. And since Kakashi doesn't have his Sharingan anymore, and since Kaguya is dead, you're stuck, Kurama replied. Naruto sighed and finally deactivating his mode and returning back to normal. Then I guess I should walk around and take a look, he thought, returning to reality. So he got up and started strolling around the forest. Naruto looked around, observing his surroundings as he strolled around the forest. It was not long before he heard a loud and huge explosion. Sensing that someone was wrong, he speeded up and rushed over towards the explosion, entering the Ninetales chakra mode to get there faster. In the midst of the explosion, a girl with white hair tied in a high ponytail. She wore a skimpy t-shirt and had modified with a short skin that was held by her belt that had a skull bucket buckled and high thigh-high boots. Her name was Mary Jane. She cried her broken arm, and it had been broken when she was caught off guard by the beast, which was reality her brother, Elfman, who had tried to use takeover magic on the king of beasts. But that was no longer her brother. The beast has taken over him. It was has take over, and now all is left was a vicious monster that curves but nothing but destruction. Mary Jane started to stare at the beast, tearing bursting of her eyes. She was joined by another girl who had the same white her hair as Mary Jane, but was such shorter. Her hair only reached to the nape of her neck. Lizana come running down frantically upon seeing her older sister sitting on the ground holding a broken arm. She was the youngest of the. Lizana noticed the beast. She knew it was her brother, which was the reason why instant of backing away in utter fear like most people would have. She calmly walked up to the beast. She held up her arms as if to welcome a hug with the beast. Elfman, it's okay. It's me, your sister, Mira. This is too. It's here too. Now, why don't you come back and we can go all home together? Lizana said, smiling. No, Lizana, get out of there, please, Mira pleaded, tearful, but her cries fell on deaf ears. It's okay. We all still love you, Lizana said, ignoring her sister. Please. The beast, however, raised his arms and potential Lizana away. No, Lizana, Mira cried as she tried to stand up all her might, but only fell once more. Mira looked in horror. She didn't want her sister to die, and yet here she is watching hopelessly, and her sister was about to die. Someone please save her, Mira pleaded, gritting her teeth in fear. We still love you, big brother, Lizana said, still standing in front of her transformed brother, not knowing that an arm was about to swing down and swat her away like a fly. Lizana, Mira shouted once more. At the beast's arm finally came and seemingly swinging Lizana away. Mira looked down, crying her eye out. Please, someone help. Mira pleaded again. At this time, her cries were heard as the flash of the golden yellow light appeared and seemingly carrying away Lizana in weakly flash, preventing her from dying. Mira stared in shock and relief. Lizana, too, was shocked to the core. A golden human like figure held her in strongest muscular arms. Lizana looked up to see her savior was. He was spiky blonde hair that was fearing like flames. He had whiskers marks on his face, three each side. His whole body was infused in a golden coat. Mira and Lizana could only stare and gulp in shock. What a brilliant golden light, Mira thought in awe, with Lizana safe in her arms. The blond boy gave her a warm, friendly smile. His eyes held only kindness. Are you okay? He asked, but Lizana was still in utter shock. It took her a while to utter a word for a while.